Hello budding charms, I hope everyone is doing well, and we are back with the next one-shot session on the topic called coal and petroleum. And this is going to be a super simple topic, but at the same time we have to learn a lot of things. So please pay attention throughout the class and try to take down the important points. So before that, I want to tell you an important thing. Please have a notebook and a pen along with you so they can note down the important points, as we are going to discuss multiple concepts today. Not only that, if you find any kind of doubts in between, please don't hesitate to ask your doubts in the comment box. I'm here to help you out, and my name is Aishwarya Sindhu Ramachandran, and I am your science educator today. So let's dive into our contents. So in this chapter, we are going to learn multiple concepts, right? But what are they? Let's check it one by one. So we are going to start off with the very first topic called energy, then natural resources, coal, petroleum, and finally natural gas. So in total, we can say we are going to learn about fuels, right? Yes. And as we all are aware about fuels like diesel, petrol, kerosene, but why these fuels are so important? Let's consider a small scenario here. If you want to reach your school, how do you go? We must have to depend on different transportation facilities like bus, car, bike, etc. But have you ever thought of how these vehicles are actually running? This is with the help of fuels. So if a vehicle has to run, there must be a fuel. But what are these fuels? Could you please give me some examples? 1, 2, 3. I think it's time to reveal these. So petrol, diesel, kerosene, CNG, all of these are considered as various fuels. But these fuels are very necessary for these vehicles to run. So we need to talk about fuels in detail today. So let's dive into our main session here. So before that, I want to tell you an important thing. It's all about energy. So energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So that means you can transform it from one form to another. Oh, that's quite amazing, right? Yes. For example, electrical energy to sound energy. So in this way, we can transform energy forms, right? Yes. But what are the different types of energy that we have? We are going to start off with solar energy, the most common one. Then sound energy, nuclear energy, electrical energy, wind energy, sound energy, light energy, heat energy. Oh my God, there are many energy types, right? Yes. So these energies are very important in our day-to-day lives. And now we are going to talk about natural resources. What are these resources? These are naturally found resources. That means these resources are provided by our earth itself. And these are basically categorized into two as inexhaustible resources and exhaustible resources. What are these? Let me tell you one by one. So for that, I need to change the color. So first one is going to be inexhaustible resources. What are these? So these are available in unlimited quantity. Solar energy, wind energy, all these are considered as inexhaustible energy resources. Why? Because these are available in unlimited quantities. Solar energy is natural, we cannot create it, but I'm talking about wind energy here. So you can create or generate it again and again. But what about exhaustible resource? These are non-renewable. That means we cannot renew it. We cannot generate it again and again and again. So these are available only in limited quantities. That is also very important. So you have to be very careful when you use these kind of exhaustible resources. For example, petrol, diesel, coal, all of these are exhaustible resources. So that means these are available in limited quantities only. Now we have to talk about these fuels in detail, and that is what we are going to start off with. And for that, we need to talk about fossil fuels for sure. So look at it. These are exhaustible resources. We know that because these are available only in limited quantities. So fossil fuels are exhaustible resources. But can we make these fossil fuels in laboratories? No way at all. Why? Because there are certain conditions required and this has to be formed naturally. Oh, that is also an important thing, right? Yes. And what are the basic conditions for it? So just have a look at it. So these are basically formed from the decomposition of dead organic matter. So decomposition of dead organic matter which leads to the formation of fossil fuels, it seems. Is it right? Yes. And what are the basic examples? Coal, petroleum, natural gas, all these are considered as various examples for fossil fuels. But what about these? Oh, these are the pictures, right? So this is nothing but the coal and this is nothing but the extraction of petroleum. So in this way, we have to understand that fossil fuels cannot be formed or created in a laboratory. Or we have to understand that it has to be formed naturally under certain conditions. And that's what we are going to learn now. Look at it. It's all about coal. Coal. Oh my god, this is a very complicated name. Why? Because we have to learn a lot of things about coal today. So look at it. Coal is considered as a fossil fuel. But how it is formed? It's due to the decomposition of plant matter. Please understand it. It is basically formed due to the decomposition of dead plant matter. Okay, it's exclusively from dead plant matter. Got it? And what about this? These are the basic conditions required for the formation of coal. High temperature, high pressure, millions of years needed, and bacterial oxygen is also required. I told you that the fossil fuel cannot be just formed in a laboratory, right? Yes. But what is the basic reason behind it? Why? Because it takes millions of years. That's the first reason. And second reason, high temperature and high pressure in the deeper parts of earth. And bacterial action is also required. So these are the basic conditions necessary for the formation of coal, and therefore this has to be formed naturally. Clear? And now we are going to talk about qualification. What is qualification? Very simple. Formation of coal can be called it as qualification. We have to talk about the process, right? Yes. So the formation of coal from the decomposition of dead plant matter can be called it as qualification. Very simple. Now we have to talk about types of coal. There were different types of coal available. What are they? Anthracite, anthracite, bituminous, subbituminous, and finally lignite. So these are the various categories of coal. And what about this one? We're going to talk about peat. What is peat? Oh, now we have to recall how the coal is formed. So decomposition of dead plant matter leads to the formation of coal. But if partial decomposition happens, then it has to be called as peat. So peat is formed when partial decomposition of dead plant matter occurs. That's what you need to understand. Okay. So now we are going to talk about a few more things about coal. But we have to talk about the different products that can be formed out of coal. So that's what we are going to learn now. And this is nothing but carbonization. So what is carbonization exactly? So process by which coke, coal tar, ammonia and coal gas are produced by heating coal in the absence of air through destructive distillation. So you have a lot of terms to understand here. So the first thing, there are various products that can be formed out of coal. What are they? Coke, coal tar, coal gas, ammonia, etc. But when you talk about this, you have to understand how these products are formed. Oh, that's through a process called destructive distillation. So destructive distillation is a method employed to make these products out of coal. So the whole process can be called it as carbonization. Please understand it. There is a method that has to be used. So that method is destructive distillation. So using this method, we are producing coke, coal tar, ammonia and coal gas. And these are coal products only. But how it is formed? It's formed due to the destructive distillation. And what is destructive distillation? It is a method of heating coal in the absence of air. Please understand, it is in the absence of air. So the whole process can be called it as carbonization. Clear? So I hope you're clear with it. And this is the process by which you can get coke, coal tar, ammonia and coal gas products out of coal itself. And now we are going to talk about the various properties and characteristics of these products. The very first one is coal tar. So this is a very black, thick liquid. You might have seen this particular liquid in many places. Oh, can you please guess that? Yes, to tar your roads, you need to have this coal tar. So this has a very unpleasant smell. So when you walk through roads while they tar, it's very, very unpleasant to us, right? Yes. Why? Because they are using this coal tar for the purpose. And what are the other ways in which we can use this coal tar? For synthetic dyes, drugs, explosives, perfumes, plastics, paints, photographic materials, roofing materials, etc. So these are the various ways in which we can make use of this coal tar. Look at this. This is how the coal tar looks like. And now we are going to talk about coal gas. And this is highly inflammable gas. And this also has a very, very unpleasant smell. And this is a mixture of hydrogen, carbon monoxide and methane. Please understand the terms, very, very important. So HMC, this is a code that you need to remember. Hydrogen, then methane, then carbon monoxide. So this is a mixture of hydrogen, carbon monoxide and methane, and this can be basically used to generate electricity in power plants. So this is a basic application of coal gas. Look at it. Very simple, right? Yes. And now we are going to talk about coke. Coke. Again, we have to learn a few more things. So this is a solid black substance and this is high carbon content. And therefore, this can be called it as a purest form of carbon. Amazing, right? Yes. And this also has various uses: steel manufacture, extraction of metals, etc. So this is nothing but our coke is. So coke, coal tar, coal gas, all these are the various products that you can get out of coal when it undergoes a process called carbonization. And what is carbonization? It includes a method of destructive distillation. Clear? So what is destructive distillation? We are heating coal in the absence of air. So this is a way that you need to connect all the points. And now we are going to talk about petroleum or crude oil. Very, very, very simple. So everybody has a misconception about petroleum and crude oil. Are they same? Yes, of course. So petroleum and crude oil both can be told as same. Okay. So now we have to understand that petrol and petroleum both are different. Please understand it. So petroleum and crude oil are almost same, but petrol and petroleum are different. Okay. So petroleum is actually a mixture. What is a mixture? Here. So it is formed due to the decomposition of trapped marine organisms between the rocks in the millions of years. Again, look at it. We have to understand that it needs to be formed naturally. So petroleum is also considered as a fossil fuel, right? But how it is formed? It's due to the decomposition of trapped marine organisms between the rocks. What about coal? It was due to the decomposition of organic dead plant matter, right? Yes. So here it is basically due to the decomposition of trapped marine organism between the rocks, and this takes millions of years of time. This cannot be formed in a laboratory, right? Yes. And again, there are various conditions necessary. High temperature, high pressure conditions are very, very important here, and oil wells and reservoirs are the grounds. So these are the places where you can find this petroleum, and this is a mixture of hydrocarbons. So geophones are used to determine the presence of oil. So if you want to find out the presence of oil, then you have to use certain kind of instruments. So geophones are basically used to determine the presence of oil in the undergrounds. And now we are going to talk about oil refining. Very, very important. There are multiple products that can be obtained from petroleum itself. So petroleum or crude oil has to undergo a process called oil refining to get petrol, diesel, kerosene, lubricating oil, etc. So that's what we are going to learn now. So oil refining is based on fractional distillation. So if you want to refine oil in refineries, there is a method has to be used. So which is that method? Fractional distillation. So fractional distillation is the method that we need to employ if you want to refine the petroleum or crude oil. Clear? So in this way, we are going to separate liquids with different boiling points at different temperatures. So these liquids are going to be separated based on difference in their boiling points. Very, very, very important. You may get a question from this part that on what basis we are refining the petroleum. It's based on the difference in boiling points. So look at it. What is boiling point? It is a temperature at which a pressure exerted by the surroundings on liquid and the pressure of the liquids become equal. So pressure exerted by the surroundings and the pressure of the liquid becomes equal when they are at boiling point. So in this way, the petroleum can be refined and separate the liquids. And what are the different products that you get out of it? LPG, liquid petroleum gas, that we use for our cooking purposes, petrol and diesel, it's not petroleum, it is petrol, and kerosene, lubricating oil, bitumen, paraffin wax. These are the various products that you can get out of oil refining in oil refineries. Clear? So now we are going to talk about natural gas, and this is a very, very, very cleanest form of fuel in which it is colorless and odorless, and this can be transported through various pipelines. Very, very important. And natural gas that can be stored under high pressure can be called it as CNG or compressed natural gas, and this is a very, very cleaner type of fuel and it is less polluting too. So CNG can be directly used for burning, and not only that, large drills bore into earth to reach underground reservoirs. So if you want to extract these kind of natural gases, you need to drill to the underground, and therefore you can extract these kind of natural gases. And that's what about today's class, and we have learned multiple concepts today. So we started with energy, natural resources, then coal, then petroleum and natural gas. So all the details have been discussed, and I hope everyone really liked it. And that's the end of the class. We'll see you next day with an amazing session similar to this. Have a nice day and goodbye everyone. Thank you so much. Have a good day.